I have a comment and a question. The comment is like, we as progressives got to really hammer on this point that when your boss makes a decision for you, like in this Hobby Lobby case, that's your money. He is speaking on your behalf because when you receive a health care plan as a benefit as an employee, that's your compensation. That money does not belong to the boss. And the second is a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Sam and I were talking before he swung by before the show, and we were saying the logic of the case can almost, it could be like Hobby Lobby should say, we basically just want our employees to live on compounds, and we'll give them some food and maybe some housing because pretty much we don't feel comfortable because, yeah, like what you're saying, who knows how they're going to spend their money? I mean, the logic of it is incredibly disturbing. You're absolutely right. But go ahead. What's the question?
My question, I tuned into the show about 15 minutes late, so it may have been already answered, but perhaps not. My question is, with regards to this, since basically the Supreme Court upheld the, the American Religious Freedom Restoration Act, is there anything to preclude, I mean, from what I read of the decision, in the majority decision, that although this specifically refers to the contraception mandate, and it doesn't seem technically like there would be anything to preclude any other entity, whether it be a religious organization, an individual, or a company, from saying we have the right now to nullify civil or criminal law based upon our religious belief. And let me give you an example
they've actually said, as an example, I think the example they used was vaccinations, I think. They actually did try, I mean, they basically wrote it with, so you're right, the logic would be that, but the way they wrote it was pretty much, well, what we're really just talking about is loose women, so we're just going to keep it at that. But I agree with you. I mean, either way, it's an astonishing and disgusting decision and overturns a lot of precedent. But they did. I mean, they can see the logic of what you're saying, and anybody who can read and think can. And they tried to basically preclude that by pretty much just saying women's health is a special area of exemption, essentially. But I mean. But as with all of these things, as soon as they come into play, they come into play. So I don't know why there couldn't be. They might say it doesn't apply to vaccinations as an example. I don't see what's to stop them from a vaccination case. Although I actually think you can, not as an organization, but as an employee, I think you can get exemptions for vaccinations for certain religious beliefs. But I mean, obviously, it opens up a lot. So yeah, it's a terrible decision.
Okay.
Thanks so much for the call.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Let me just read an IM. A Square. Matt Michael. I'm here sharing all the rage. For all the crying on the right about activist judges, here we are. But I hope the backlash is swift, and among other actions, maybe women will come out this midterm in force. Let's see what happens when an employer bans Muslim prayers at work or full burqas. What are your guess? Same as mine. Yeah, I mean, I think if they banned it targeting employees, that would obviously be really tough. But I think if you had a Muslim organization controlling employee behavior, I think yeah, it would be very unlikely. Women need to show up in the midterms, and I think, yeah, I mean, everything you said, this is total right-wing activism on the judiciary. And that's another myth that's been created, that it's all this liberal judicial activism, but it's really been the right that has taken these radical steps. And I think the other thing is, liberals at a certain point got a little too complacent about the judiciary being the place where the onslaught would be stopped, and it's not.